This week on Monero Talk is sponsored by Monero.com wallet. Store, send, receive, and exchange your Monero safely on iOS and Android too. Monero.com wallet is open source, and you always control your own keys. And by IVPN. Resist online surveillance with IVPN, a privacy-focused, audited, and transparent VPN provider that accepts Monero directly. Monero.com wallet and IVPN are trusted and verified by the Monero community. Monero Talk is also made possible from contributions by viewers and listeners like you. And supporting us is easier than ever by typing in our YAT, free speech money, into your Monero.com or Cake wallet send address field to send us a tip. This week on Monero Talk. Doug and I headed off to FreedomFest 2022 in Las Vegas, Nevada. We were happy to report yet again that it was a huge success. We served up fresh, gratuitous pour-overs this time and spoke to tons of freedom fighters about Monero, the importance of privacy, and true digital cash. Once again, thank you to Monero.com for helping fund part of our trip and the funds they provided for giveaways. It was truly a hit. Many were excited to receive a $10 Monero tip on the spot. Lots went on during this short trip. Douglas Tuman interviews Joanna, Anna, and Sabrina of Ladies of Liberty Alliance, aka LOLA, at FreedomFest 2022. The special edition of Monero Talk starts now.
All right, we are back at Freedom Fest with the Ladies of Liberty Alliance. Great name.
My name is Sabrina. I'm from Uruguay. Yeah.
Okay.
My name is Ana. I'm from Venezuela, but I live in Canada.
And I am Joanna from Mexico City.
And what has united all of you? What is the Ladies of Liberty Alliance? What is it all about?
Well, I think what kind of unite us is freedom. Just that's the base of everything like we produce. Actually, we are an international organization that is based in chapters. We have more than 70 chapters right now in different cities around the world. Europe, Asia, America, Africa. So we try to support women in the liberty movement and get more women in the liberty movement. Yeah.
Amazing. How did this begin? Who are the founders?
Actually, the founder is not here. It's an American woman called Nina, and she is living in Florida because she's too busy being a mom with 3 babies. So that's important to bring up. But because of that, we are here. So we are supporting LOLA in the United States, and as well as talking about our own chapters because each country has different problems and different social realities. So that's why we have all these organizations based in different places.
Anything you want to contribute with regards to what LOLA is all about?
Yeah, I think that's something that's very important. It's that LOLA is like a space for people, or especially for women, to get involved into feminism, but in a different perception, not in a bad way, but in a good way, because we live in a society with men, not against men. And I think that's very important that people understand it, because that's how people get prosperity at the end of the day. So I think that's important.
Yeah, what are some of the big issues you guys are talking about right now in the alliance?
Yeah, well, actually, it's very different among the continents. In Latin America, for example, it's very about how to women get against socialist ideas, because we see that a lot of women get really involved with socialist ideas. So we try to break that down and say okay, no, socialism is not for women. And actually, we have Ana here from Venezuela that can tell you more about that.
Yeah, like what we do, it depends on the reality of the country, technically. So, in my case, I experience myself how socialism is not good for women, just as it's not good for men, or for children, or for elders. Like, in the end, it's not good for anyone. So, the idea that socialism helps women is completely a lie, because when the economy and when the effects of socialism when you see the actual effects, the first persons who are like affected by that are women and children. Like the vulnerable population is the one mainly affected.
Very interesting. Do you guys see a trend? I mean, is this alliance growing? And generally speaking, are women around the world perhaps moving more in this direction?
Yeah, I think that we are growing. In general, we have like more chapters. I don't know, like 3 months. There's a new chapter created, and it's interesting because we are like recently. I think that the latest is from Poland, and it's interesting to see how different the reality is back there in between Latin America. And we are growing like a lot, and that makes me very happy, to be honest.
Also, another thing that I noticed is that in my case, in the chapter in Canada, many women started to be like, oh, maybe socialism and leftist ideologies are not for me, especially during the lockdowns, because they realize that the government has a lot of control over our lives, and that in the end of the day, it wasn't good for them. But what this woman experienced is like, oh, I want to be against this government, against this left-leaning government, but if I do so, then other women who are considered feminists are going to exclude me, because feminism as an ideology has been used a lot by the left. So that's what LOLA wants to change. We want to be that space where these women can find like-minded women.
Can I donate Monero to this cause? I like this cause.
Of course you can, and everyone can follow us on social media. And if anyone has knows someone that wants to be a leader or chapter,
Or join a chapter.
Yeah.
Can my 8-year-old daughter get involved somehow?
Of course, we have also teenagers involved.
She's definitely a lady of liberty.
Yes, everyone is lady of liberty, even men, because it's like we all want the same thing. It's freedom. It's just that, we are all from the same ideas. So yeah.
So last topic, I'm trying to ask everybody here because this is why I'm here. What do you guys think about digital cash and what role it may play in the future? Do we need true digital cash? What's your opinion on the elimination of traditional digital cash? Just want to get your perspective on that.
For me, I'm from Uruguay, so digital coins are used to invest, and I think that that develops women. Like women can invest more, they can have their own money. It's independence of economy. So that means freedom for women also. Yeah.
In the case of Venezuela, it was an escape for hyperinflation. It was an escape for a currency that is not working at all. So many Venezuelans actually resorted to crypto in general in order to find a financial relief, and in order to escape of the control of the monetary policies made by the communist government. And in the case of Canada, many people are pushing for the same idea, because unfortunately our prime minister is also printing a lot of money there, which is causing inflation, which is affecting the Canadian dollar, and many people are like, that's why we need crypto. Like, crypto is a way of escaping of central bankers, and that's amazing.
That's freedom.
Exactly.
How about the digital cash aspect of it? So this idea that you can send value peer-to-peer to another person with nobody knowing you did it, nobody seeing the value sent, nobody knows who's involved in the transaction, can't be surveilled by governments. What's your opinion of that utility in crypto?
Yeah, I think that's important because trust, I think, is the base of society. If you don't trust, and if I don't trust in you, we cannot do transactions. And crypto is going back to the basics, because there's no a third party going there and saying like, oh, this is the value. It's like, why? So I think that that's important, especially in this crisis of values that we're having like worldwide. So I think that's like a good thing that cryptos has right now.
I would like to add something to that, and is that to answer your question, it's very important because if, I don't know, next month you have a social cause that requires funding and the government disagrees with you, they're going to shut you down. They're going to track you. They're going to freeze your bank account, like what the government of Canada did with the truckers. And what you mentioned about digital cash that cannot be traceable is crucial because that's something that the government cannot attack. So,
sorry to interrupt you, but that also it's the roots of rights. Like we have property rights, and the banks and the government get into your private property. So this is the way you to have a private thing from your own that no one is getting involved to. So just your own. It's property.
So can people donate Monero to your alliance yet? Have you guys gotten that up and running?
We are still looking for ways. Personally, myself, I want to get into crypto. I want to know more, but I also need to actually be more literate on this. But absolutely, like
As easy as posting an address on your website, a public address, and
We will do so.
and unlike Bitcoin, it doesn't become one where now everybody can see the donations that are coming in, so it keeps it.
That's great
Right.
for us.
one of the programs that we would like to have, or at least webinars in Canada, is about crypto for women. Like, women who are involved in the crypto industry. Like, that would be amazing.
Can we send you guys some Monero right now? I think we told you yesterday, right? We'll give you guys $10 each of Monero.
Do it, yes. We welcome that.
Thank you for joining us on this week's episode. We release new episodes every week. You can find and subscribe to our show on YouTube, Odyssey, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Go to monerotalk.live to subscribe for a full list of places where you can watch and listen. If you want to interact with us, guests, or other podcast listeners, you can follow us on Twitter. And please leave us a review on iTunes. It helps people find the show, and we are always happy to read them. So thanks so much, and we look forward to being back next week.